lovelies, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support so far, and if you're new here, please subscribe, and thank you for showing up. And if you're a returning subscriber or returning viewer, thank you for your support so far. Today we're going to be talking about being pregnant in the EU, and in my case here in Austria. My hair is bad, that's why I have my summer hat on. So being pregnant in Austria. So once you discover that you're pregnant, so after taking the pregnancy test, of course, the first thing you're supposed to do is you call your gynecologist to book an appointment for a blood test so that it can be confirmed. That's the first step. So when I got pregnant with my daughter, I had to, of course, call my gynecologist to set an appointment, because here you just don't go willy-nilly to an appointment to gynecologist or the hospital without an appointment. You have to have an appointment. So you go to the gynecologist appointment, and then the first thing they do, they check your blood, they make the urine test again, or even though you did at home your pregnancy test, they make a urine test again, and then they make a blood test to confirm it. So after that, they've done these two tests, the urine test and the blood test, and it's confirmed that you're really pregnant. Then they're going to check you. So that will be the first checkup. So they check you, and then you get an appointment for your next checkup. And I think every month, if I'm not wrong, every month or every 2 weeks you go for the checkup. So, and then because here, once you hit 12 weeks of pregnancy, and once the pregnancy is considered as a viable pregnancy, or so I think it's called like that, then you get a little booklet. Here in Austria it's yellow. I think in Germany it's white and blue, or so I'm not sure, but here in Austria it's a little yellow booklet with a black written in black. So but when you go for your 12-week checkup, you get this booklet, and this booklet you have to go with it by every checkup you go to by your gynecologist. So once you hit the 12 weeks, you get these books, and everything from that on, whatever you do, whether it's hospital visits, whether it's just a gynecology visit to check your pregnancy or your baby, or even if you just have a midwife, you need this yellow book. You have to get it, because that's where everything is going to be written. Your appointments, your checkup, the blood pressure, the size of the baby, the size of your belly, if everything is okay, everything goes in this it's a little yellow book. So once you've done that, and then as soon as you get this book, you're given choices of hospitals you can go to, because you already have to, once you get that, you already have to book an appointment at the hospital where you're going to give birth to. So you're given a choice of hospitals depending on where you stay. For me, I had two choices. Both of them are near where I stay, but I chose one over the other because by this one, after doing my research and asking the few people that I know here, they told me they prefer the one I chose to the other one, so that I chose this other one, the other one. So, and as I've said, every 2 to 3 weeks, if I'm not wrong, you have an appointment by your gynecologist. Everything is the same. They make an ultrasound, they check the baby's heartbeat, they check your blood pressure, they check your sugar levels, they check how big the baby is, and then you're told your EDD, expected due date. So and then after, I think once you hit, I'm not sure how, I think 24 weeks or so, you're required to do a sugar test. This is the worst thing you can be asked to do. So the sugar test is they want to check if you have pregnancy diabetes or not. So you're not required to eat anything. Let's say you have your sugar test tomorrow. You're told today you can eat, but up until 6 p.m. After 6 p.m, no eating, no drinking. You starve. So no eating, no drinking until the next day of your appointment. So if you booked your appointment in the afternoon, poor you, because you're going to starve. So my appointments, both my pregnancies, I have 2 kids. Both the pregnancies, my appointments were early in the morning. So you wake up, no eating, no drinking. You go to their diabetes center. It's it's diabetes center. You make a urine test, and then you're given it's a really sweet drink. Let's say, for example, I'll just use quencher juice. The conch without any water, given in a cup. You're told to before you drink, they draw your blood. So they draw your blood first, and then you drink this. So it's like, let's say, quencher without the water, just how conch it is, just like that. And then you stay for an hour. So after the hour, they check your blood again, and then you go and wait again for another hour. And then in this other hour, they check your blood again. And then that's after these 3 times blood check, then you're allowed to go home. But the results you get after a while. So, and then it's going to say the results you get, I think they're sent to your gynecologist, because there you have to register which gynecologist you're with. So the results are sent directly to your gynecologist, and then your gynecologist is going to tell you if you have the pregnancy diabetes or not, and then the steps forward. So after this sugar test, it's the worst, because the drink is too sweet. Sometimes you feel nauseated, sometimes you have a headache, and the worst is if you have a pregnancy nausea. That's just the worst. So after the pregnancy, this diabetes test, then your next appointment by your gynecologist is when you're going to know if you have pregnancy diabetes or not. If you suddenly have pregnancy diabetes, then the gynecologist is going to refer you to a specialist, and then they know the way forward. If not, then you're still going to stay with your appointment with a gynecologist as usual. And when the more you get to your EDD, the more appointment you have back to back. So I think, for example, when you're at from 32 weeks, I'm not sure, you stop going to the gynecologist now, then your appointments will be at the hospital. Yeah, but still not so close to another, so not so back-to-back appointments, but you start going to the hospital where you are going to give birth. So that's where they're going to show you the bathing rooms, or if you want to give birth in the bathtub, or they're going to tell you if you want epidural, or they're going to be talking to you about epidural. That's a must. They have to do this. They must do this. They have to show you the bathing room. They have to give you a bit of a tour of the hospital where the labor wards are and where the labor section is. And also they must talk to you about epidural. Whether you want to get it or not, it's a must. They have to do it. You have no choice. Even if you're going to go natural, you have to be told about the epidural. So after that, then when you reach about, I think 38 weeks, if they don't see any problem with your baby or you yourself, then you're going to the appointments are going to be, I think, every week you have to go to the hospital for appointments. And they check your cervix, they check if you're already dilated, or they check if your the baby's heart is okay, the placenta is supplying nutrients and blood to the baby okay. They check if your baby is in breech position, or if your baby is in the head down position. They check if you have placenta previa. Placenta previa is when the placenta is covering the cervix, and this is going to prevent the baby from coming out. So in this case, if you have placenta previa, then they're going to schedule a C-section. The same with if your baby is breech. Because for me, my second pregnancy, my baby was breech. So by I think 39 weeks, my baby was breech. So and then, thank God, the last appointment, they found that my baby was head down. Thank God, because I was not going to go through a C-section, because the healing process of C-section that's tough one. So when you reach 38 weeks, appointments get back to back, and then they check everything. If you have an infection, then you have to go on antibiotics, or if you are underweight, then you have to let's say they encourage you to eat more so that you have the strength, and you have to push it and strength for baby to come. And then they also the usual, and then you get your 30 weeks, your 40 weeks, and if your baby is ready to come out, the baby is going to come out, and then that's it. And then after that, remember when you started, I told you about this yellow book. After your baby is born, this yellow book is where you have your baby's vaccinations, all the vaccinations they're going to need. They're going to be seeing there how old the baby is supposed to be for the vaccination. And it's really important, because if you don't do these vaccinations, or if you don't go for your checkups the way it's written in this book, you're not going to get Kindergeld. Kindergeld is the I don't know how it's called in a child allowance, I think it's called in English. Yeah. So if you've not done the checkups, and if you don't do what the book requires, the doctor's checkup, if the baby is born, blah blah blah, then you're not eligible to get your how is it called? Versicherung. Insurance is not going to pay. You're not going to be paid by the insurance, and you're also not going to be getting the Kindergeld when your kids grow older. So that's it. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. So in my coming videos, I'm going to be talking about labor and delivery. It's going to be in 2 parts, because I have 2 kids, so each kid gets their own section. It's going to be 2 parts: the delivery of my baby girl and the delivery of my baby boy. So I hope you enjoyed this vlog, and I hope you watch it to the end, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and do the usual, please. So see you guys next time.